The STEM Society.
What's poppin', people? My name is Cole Jackson. This is the STEM Society. Welcome back. Not a lot on the docket this week, man. I'm definitely going to talk about this versus with French Montana and Rick Ross, but I want to jump into this Jay-Z story first. The New York Post decided to drop their top 30 greatest American songwriters that are still alive list. That's a very long title for a list. But they dropped it this past week, and they decided to follow it up by having one of the people who is ranked, Jay-Z, on for an interview. Now, the interview went into Jay talking about how he writes songs or the different writers that he's been in studio with. But the biggest clip that went viral from that interview was Jay-Z speaking about old rappers trying to rap young. Listen to what he says in this clip.
But if you're trying to make young music and you're not young, it's going to be inauthentic, and people could feel that. You can smell it. So the best thing that anyone can do, like going through music, is to tell a story and just keep creating from that space. I love what the clips are doing right now and how it's authentic to them, and they're telling a story about their mom and dad who just passed away and how deep that is, with John Legend singing on the chorus, and everything that they've been through is an authentic display, a piece of classic material that it could have came out 96 or come out 2026. It still feels the same because it's real and it's authentic to who they are.
When I tell you the internet had a field day with this nigga, they had a field day with this nigga. Let me show you what the comments was talking about. You had one person saying this: "Nah, bro, we not listening to you rap about great-grandchildren burping. We and the whole world bumping Drake at the club, you old hater." I don't really understand what people heard when he said what he said, but people instantly go to Jay-Z's a hater. Jay-Z's the nigga that don't get it. We don't want to hear niggas talking about their grandkids. I listened to the Clips album, and they weren't talking about grandkids on there at all. So where is he coming from with this? People's point of views are so skewed because they want to be the winners out of this whole situation so bad. There was one more tweet that caught my eye, and this is what they said in this tweet. "Jay-Z and Clips only became listenable when their beats did. These guys are not only hand in hand with actual feds, but they're also being carried heavily by their producers and Kanye." The way the internet attacked this quote, or where Jay-Z was coming from, was insane. But you know who's the ringleader of all of this? Your friend and mine, DJ Akademiks. He got on stream and he made sure he cut Jay-Z a new asshole. He wanted to make sure that we knew Jay-Z was hating on Drake. Listen to what Akademiks had to say about this interview.
Hey, yo, I'm going to say the elephant in the room, man. This is hating ass Jay-Z once again. He talking to Drake, man. You know Drake turning 40 this year. He trying to like, yo, he one of them type of nigga gonna give you the bad advice that hopefully you follow, and then when you get unsuccessful, he be like, well, at least you tried. At least you know them people be like, well, at least you did it the right way. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, Jay-Z. Yo, Jay-Z likes to put a bow on a lot of bullshit. Jay-Z switched up all the rules for him. Now that he's 75, he's trying to tell y'all niggas act your age. Man, this is crazy, man. I keep telling you about Hov, man. Hov a cold piece of work. Hov cold. When Hov is 40, forever young. Hov is 70, yo, y'all niggas need to act your age and leave the youth alone. Jay-Z at 35, 30 is the new 20. Jay looking at you at 35, nigga, it's time for you to pack it up, man. It's time to retire.
That's just one piece of what Akademiks had to say about Jay. I'm going to read the list off of what this nigga went on to say the clip is super long. Jay-Z isn't the standard anymore. Younger fans don't see him as the GOAT. Nobody says be like Jay. Tupac, actually more immortal. And he even questioned if Jay stands next to Kanye or Drake. Like, he went in on this nigga's whole fucking career. Which, for context, Akademiks has had this war against Jay-Z for a very long time, which I still don't really understand the undertones or why he's so upset with Jay-Z. I don't get the beef or the clash. I don't watch Ak enough to really understand the history. All I know is this nigga's had a problem with Jay, and he loves Dame Dash. He sucks Dame Dash dick all the time too, so I don't get it. My outlook on this whole thing is this. I think Jay has a point. Nobody wants to hear a rapper at a certain point in their life still talking about being in the club, falling in love with these young girls, falling for the okie doke when it comes time to be able to be a man about things. Like, nobody wants to hear that from older rappers. I get that. We have an ageism problem in hip hop anyway. That needs to be sorted, but I don't think I'm the one to be able to handle that situation. But honestly, here's my issue with this whole thing. I don't think Jay-Z is the person to be able to deliver that message. Because as much bullshit as Akademiks was saying on that stream, there was a couple of points there that makes a lot of sense. Jay-Z was that nigga that was talking about 30 was the new 20. Jay-Z was most definitely, he had a song with Pharrell on In My Mind called Young Girl, and I think he was in his late 30s then. Like, when did we make Jay the spokesperson for hip-hop all of a sudden? And what gives him the right? Is it the money? Is it his business deals? Is it because, you know, he has these Grammys? Like, who nominated Jay-Z to be the spokesperson? And I'm not saying that he doesn't have a lot of great points and he doesn't drop a lot of great gems, but I also don't see rappers at his age sitting with him agreeing or even saying the same thing. You might have Sheik Luch or Styles P pop up on a podcast every now and again and say the same things or speak the same elements that he's saying. But when you look at niggas like Jim Jones and Fabulous, them niggas OGs, and them niggas is still out here talking about they active, they activated. You feel me? So which one am I supposed to go to? It's crazy because hip hop has so many different personalities. Hip hop has so many different types of niggas who are OGs that don't act like OGs. Like, look at Bootsy. Bootsy is right now in the middle of a beef with Fredo Bang. The fuck? Huh? Do you see what I'm saying? The message can be very confusing. And I love Jay. I love his music. I think he's a wonderful person to represent hip hop, but I don't always think he's right in everything that he says. And he's not really somebody who 100% has been right throughout his hip hop career. You get what I'm saying? And I've listened to him forever. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to him from the very first album, so I know what I'm talking about. So I have a really big problem with Jay being the only person stepping up in the spotlight, or these platforms using Jay as the head of hip hop or the person who runs the genre. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of agree with Ak. There is no really one point in hip hop history where Jay was like better than more. How can I put it? Jay always had competition throughout his whole career. And we celebrate his raps, right? We celebrate the success of him being the businessman. But like, can we honestly say that there was a 1 year where he was like the guy? You get what I'm saying? Like, where he was the man. He was always caught up in these different eras, whether it was next to Kanye or next to Lil Wayne or next to Biggie. You get what I'm saying? Like, there was always him next to somebody else, and it wasn't him just standing alone. We could always say that there were points in time where Wayne was the man. Like, it was Wayne and that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody was to the side. I don't really remember a year or an era where it was Jay and nobody else in the conversation. And if I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments. You'll probably kill me in the comments for saying that anyway, but tell me in the comments how you feel about that. But I just think that we put so much stock in what Jay-Z has to say about hip hop in the genre. And I don't know if that's because he's the only one that makes sense when he speaks, or if he really believes what he's saying, or if it's just the media outlets that like to put this crown on his head. So that's where I'm really confused at. And then there's the other side of the coin too, where a lot of people are saying that statement was thrown at Drake. And let's talk about Drake, right? We have been asking Drake to give us a mature album for years. I want to hear the mature side. What is he like as a father when he was hiding a kid all these times? Drake's built his persona off of being a bachelor, being a guy who has all this money and access, and being a guy who's still in the club falling for 20-somethings and then getting his heart broke afterwards, which is real fucked up. I don't even know what a mature Drake album sounds like. I don't even think I want to hear it anymore. I've come to the point or the fact that we're about making money when it comes to the Drake business. We're about keeping his persona what it is. We don't want to lose that side of him. And he's still enhancement talent for the younger generation. You could still be a younger rapper and get on a Drake album or a Drake song and still get that Drake stimulus package. It still works for a lot of people. So why would we want to hear something mature from him? Why would we want to hear a 444 from Drake when we can get a For All the Dogs? And believe me, when you hear For All the Dogs, you understand that this nigga is not going to grow up not one bit. Not on his music anyway. So why are we so anxious or we're so rabid about hearing mature Drake when at the end of the day, mature Drake don't make no money? Mature Drake is actually gonna lose him money at the end of the day. He can't be bankable off of being a dad. He can't be bankable off of being somebody in a relationship. That shit is done. He's tried that shit. Go back to Take Care. Listen to Take Care, bruh. When he was sitting up here giving his real feelings out about how these women was doing him and how his feelings were with family and all this other nigga, we killed that nigga in the comments. We told him to swear. He was a simp ass light skinned nigga who ain't tough. You falling for the tricks, nigga. That's what we were about, where we were at with Drake at that time. We went in on him. And now he found a persona that actually gives him a little bit of respect, a whole lot of money, and people are just like, we don't want that no more. We want you to be, grow up, nigga. Grow up. You're about to be 40 this year. Grow up. Grow up don't make him no money. Grow up is not what the business model is. Grow up don't sell albums. As much as we sit up here and complain about how bad we want Drake to give us a mature album, would it sell? Would that album sell? Be honest on the other side of that fucking screen and you tell me, would you buy a mature Drake album? And don't lie. Don't lie. And let's be 100% clear about this too. 444 was very, very cool. But are y'all bumping that shit right now? Are y'all going back listening to it? How well did 444 age for y'all? That was a moment in time. And to be honest with you, Jay was at a point in his career where he could make one-offs like that and not have to worry about selling albums because he was on his way to being a billionaire if he wasn't a billionaire already. I'm just trying to figure out why push this Drake era, this Drake generation to make these mature albums now? Because Jay said so? Because Jay-Z is the godfather of hip-hop and he's the person who shows us how to make the moves that we're supposed to make? Jay is from a completely different generation than Drake and the Drake era of rappers. Now, I have to applaud somebody like Kendrick Lamar, who he really did make his own 444 when Mr. Morale came out. I applaud that shit because it takes a lot of guts to be able to talk about the things that he talked about on that album. But J. Cole ain't made no 444. You think the fall off is 444, nigga? No. And even though I respect the rapping ability of J. Cole, that nigga doesn't get as deep as we want him to get either. That nigga hasn't made a mature. The fall off is based off of him being 29 and 39 and looking at it from two different viewpoints. And the shit still don't really get really deep into the shit like it's supposed to. So what are we What are we upset about? Or what are we shaking our fist at the clouds about? Because at the end of the day, this Drake generation and this Drake era of rappers, they just not gonna get that deep. It doesn't make them a lot of money. They don't really understand how to get that point. And who knows? Maybe Drake might be able to make one closer to 50. When is it okay to be able to mature in your music? That's what I'm asking. Because we're so caught up with what Jay-Z has to say about maturing and fighting the future and all this other shit when he fought the future. He fought the future too. There are times when Jay has wonderful, wonderful quotes and it's wonderful things, and he's got this perspective of music and how hip-hop should be going. But I hate the fact that he never brings up the things that he did in his music. He didn't do that. He didn't bring up some of the mistakes that he made when it came to fighting the future. He didn't do that. And that's the problem that I be having with people putting Jay in the mix when it comes to speaking about the genre and not having more OGs speak up about the genre. That's my biggest problem. I love it, but we need more than one perspective. And that's the biggest problem that hip hop has. We only want to go off the nigga who's supposed to be the greatest, right? But we all know at one point in time, when was Jay really running hip hop like that? He was always competing with somebody else. It was always Jay in damn near every era. And be it he came up in one of the hardest eras, a few of the hardest eras in the 90s and the early 2000s, where it was hard to break through. But let's be honest, it was always Jay and not just Jay. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. There's certain rappers who we consider great that just didn't have to worry about, being second fiddle to other people. He's not the end all be all when it comes to the say so in the genre. And I wish that a lot of the media platforms would come forward and ask for other people's opinions about maturity in hip hop or how we should handle the genre now since it's aging. Remember, hip hop is still pretty young, about 52 years old. So we're still figuring this shit out. So I'm just asking y'all to just kind of ask questions, give pushback. It's okay. But as far as like us trying to make some of these rappers do mature music, I think that goes against their brand. I think that goes against what they've built over these years. And to be completely honest with you, it wouldn't make sense. It just would not make sense. To wrap this whole thing up, I'm going to just say this. I love the fact that we have somebody like Jay that's the spokesperson for hip hop and for what we think we want. I wish that we had more artists outside of him to speak up like that, because a lot of times I don't be wanting to hear Jay. I'm just gonna keep it a stack with y'all. A lot of times I don't want to hear that shit. Nigga, I remember you talking about losing 50 bricks, bro. I remember you sitting here doing American Gangster. I remember you. So I remember Sunshine. I remember so many of the mistakes you made throughout your career. I just wish there was other rappers that would sit with you and help you put this message out more. Because I'm kind of tired of Jay-Z preaching. I'm kind of tired of Jay-Z giving his perspective, because his perspective is not the only one that matters in hip hop. That's my biggest thing. I just want more of the OG rappers to step up and say that kind of shit too. We want authenticity. Yes, we do. But we have to realize that we're still in a reset in hip hop right now where authenticity it's gradually coming back. And if you let the media platforms tell it, that's not selling. So what do we do? We're at a crossroads right now. I'm about as confused as everybody else is. I'm just giving you my side of it. Let me know what you think, man. Did you enjoy this Jay-Z interview? Did you enjoy Jay-Z stepping up saying we need more authenticity? We need more people talking about mature things? Or are you just like, let that nigga go off to the side and do whatever he's doing? We have a versus coming up. Jesus Christ, why are we doing this? Rick Ross, French Montana, we are getting a versus of club bangers from these two. The verses will be on May the 7th. And I could not be more disappointed than anything in this world. I don't know who asked for this shit. I have no idea. I don't have a pick. Well, yes, I do have a pick. Rick Ross. French Montana has been the feature guy for years. I don't understand how a man who has been the best on features and not his own albums can get a versus. Which brings me to what my real point of this conversation is. Why is versus still a thing? Right? I'm going to get some flack for this shit too. I want versus to die so bad. I'm so sick of this fucking platform. It's stupid. Swiss Beats and Timbaland aren't putting any fucking real work into making this shit happen. Right? If they were, this would not sound like the cash grab that it looks like. This is a fucking cash grab, my nigga. I have no clue why French Montana would get the opportunity to be in a fucking versus, bro. Are we serious now? These two niggas have no beef with each other. Not saying that you have to have a beef with a nigga to do verses, but I would want a little bit of aggression there. I would want somebody who are not homeboys to be going against each other. So these niggas are like cool as fuck. They're homeboys. Right. That's one thing. Two, this nigga Rick Ross has fucking hits on top of hits. He is sweeping the floor. It don't take a rocket scientist to see that Rick Ross is going to sweep the floor with French Montana. You got to be an idiot not to see Rick Ross killing this nigga. Is there anybody on the other side of this camera that gives a fuck about this versus? Is there anybody on the other side of this camera that cares about versus in general? This platform is dead. To me, might not be to you. To me, this platform is done. We're not stuck in the house anymore. We're not fiending for people to do verses unless it's like 50 versus T.I. We're not fiending for none of this shit. The Tyrese and Tank versus that was the last one that happened, I don't even know what the numbers look like. But it looked hella boring. They didn't get any kind of like real attention until the viral moment of a turtleneck. This shit is stupid. And it's time for us to find something else to do. It's just too dumb for me. The people that we really want to do these verses are not doing the verses. The people that we really want to be able to sit in the room and actually play their 20 are not up for it anymore. So why does this still exist? Why are we still supporting this type of shit? Why can't we find something else to build? That's my question. Because I have no excitement around this. I don't think it's valid. I don't think that we should be even entertaining the fact that these two niggas are doing the verses. It's not fun. It's not fucking cool. Nigga, the playoffs are on. People want to watch the NBA playoffs. Don't nobody want to see this shit. And I can't argue the other side because I feel so passionately about this side of things. I don't know if there's anybody out here. I haven't talked to anybody in my circle that's like, man, that Rick Ross and French Montana versus nigga, I got to beat up for that shit. Nobody's saying that. So I beg Swiss Beats, Timbaland, if you guys could get out of your ivory towers for like a day, why don't y'all sit down and find something else to do? Build some other platform. Y'all made your money. You got the bag that you was looking for when you did it. It's time for you guys to create something else. Or go on tour or do something. But stop putting these shitty ass matchups in my face or on my timeline. I no longer want to hear about verses anymore. I've tried to block the shit and it still comes through my phone like a fucking virus. I don't know what it is. It's terrible. But that's my rant. That's how I feel. How do you feel? Is versus something that we should keep around, or are you just as tired of versus as I am? Please let me know down below. I'm done for the day. There's nothing else for me to rant about. I don't have a Cole's Corner because nobody's doing ignorant shit. But if you like what I do, because what I do is not very easy, make sure you guys pay me in a like, pay me in a comment, support me with a subscription. Help me build my platform as big as the sun. I want to challenge these niggas like Joe Budden and DJ Akademiks. I can't do that without your support. So please, guys, take time out to subscribe to the channel and let me know how you feel about my rants, my opinions, so on and so forth. I love to get back and forth with you guys in the comments. I thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
She is kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.